It is all through friends, network and churches as such. It starts with one and see, number one, there's no money involved. So since there is no finances involved, in the sense I don't charge a fee, I don't ask for this and that. So it becomes very easy for anyone to organize. For many artists, when they come, they have a certain fee and certain structure that they go by. And as soon as there's an amount that is laid down, then you as an organizer, you have to really raise that money, either through tickets, and once you have tickets, then you have to advertise it. It just goes on and on and on. And that's the result. They can't really have a regular stuff as such. Whereas in mine, there is no finances involved. I don't ask for money. I've never charged for a single concert in my life. And always I've been blessed with more than I expect, always. And CDs have been a very big tool in my ministry. In fact, my CDs don't even have a price, people decide the price. And it's always been, it's wonderful actually, but it is a journey of faith. It is a journey of faith. It's a journey where you can't really calculate, you can't really come up with your own figure, because you will be disappointed if you come up with your own figure too, as such. And that's how I've contacted. And now, because I've traveled the world and people know me from YouTube and websites and so on and so forth. So the network is really large and wide. And every day, the network is only becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. One which I went was Pitcairn Island. Yes. Pitcairn Island is the most remote country. It's about, from the nearest airport in French Polynesia in the South Pacific, there is a boat which takes 2 days, but the boat is available only once in 3 months. And so when I reached the island, they said this was going to be the first ever concert in 200 years. And the entire population of the country is 66 people. So at the concert, the organizer said that this was the largest gathering they ever had, and about 52 people came, so that was 80% of the country that was there for the concert as such. So these are the adventurous side of my travels as such, where I could see God allowing me to be part of history making in these places as such. And it varies, from smaller gatherings to parliaments to the Olympics to any place as such, But for me, the goal is people. That is what matters the most. It's not the event. It is not about who is going to be present there. As long as I'm able to make an impact in the life of an individual, that matters the most for me compared to how much I'm paid and how much luxury is attached to an event as such. Most of the parliament events are not something that's planned as such. Yeah, it's just I happen to be there, and somebody would have been touched, and then they asked me to come to the parliament as such. Same thing, like for example, when I was in Nigeria, when I went and met with African Leadership Forum, the leaders there, because my friend who was picking me up from the airport worked there, so he said, my boss wants to talk to you. So I was, while we drove through, I just met him, and next thing he says, Benny, would you want to meet the president of Nigeria? I said, sure. But then he called up and he says, the president is busy now. So what he did was he asked you to come and perform tomorrow for the entire leadership thing. So it happened that for the entire leadership, I ended up playing and sharing my testimony. So it just goes like that. It's nothing that I have been officially invited as such, but it happens that I'm there and then somebody looks at me, somebody sees me from somewhere, or sometimes somebody overhears me from another conversation, and I end up being at the parliament. For me, my condition is to share my testimony. If I don't get to share my testimony, I don't play. It's pointless for me as such. It makes no sense for me to just go and perform and not share my testimony.